for all services relating to transfer of flats, stamp duty, registration of documents, recovery of dues, RERA, MOFA, and important subjects like redevelopment and self-redevelopment of cooperative housing societies. You can always rely on Mahaseva and Prabhu Associates for the best legal advice. You may reach us on our customer care number 022 4255 1414 for any assistance.
हूं आप सभी का जो YouTube पे देख रहे हैं दोस्तों और तमाम जो वेबएक्स पे भी हैं उन सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं इस खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ में। दोस्तों जो वेबिनार और डिजिटल का जो सिलसिला हम चला रहे हैं महासेवा महाराष्ट्र सोसाइटी वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन और MNS मीडिया न्यूज सर्विस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, दोस्तों खास शो है, दोनों को मिला के प्रभु से खास बात, ये अवेयर करता है, एजुकेट करता है, बदलाव करता है, आपके सवालों का जवाब देता है। तो इस खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ में आपका स्वागत करता हूं मैं दोस्तों कि बदलाव के लिए एक पल ही काफी है, बदलाव के लिए एक पल ही काफी है, एक पल एक दिन को बदल सकता है, एक पल एक दिन को बदल सकता है, एक दिन एक जीवन को बदल सकता है, एक दिन एक जीवन को बदल सकता है और वह एक जीवन इस दुनिया को बदल सकता है, वह एक जीवन इस दुनिया को बदल सकता है। निश्चित ही दोस्तों आपका एक्सपीरियंस, आपका नॉलेज, आपका ज्ञान इस एक व्यक्ति एक जीवन ने इस दुनिया को बदल सकता है, ऐसा एग्जाम्पल है। एक काफी सारे लोगों ने बदला है अपने जीवन को, दूसरे लोगों को जीवन को बेहतर बनाने के लिए। तो हमारी भी यही कोशिश है दोस्तों। इस खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ में आप तमाम जो हमारे प्यारे प्यारे दर्शक हैं उनका स्वागत करता हूं और यही कहूंगा कि सैनिटाइज करें और मास्क पहने दोस्तों, ज्यादा सावधानी बरतें, जहां जरूरी हो वहीं पे जाएं। और इस कोरोना की थर्ड लहर के जो दौरान है तो बताया जा रहा है, तो उसमें आप अपना ख्याल रखें, ध्यान रखें। और दोस्तों आज इस 55वें एपिसोड में प्रभु से खास बात में ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ मेंबरशिप इन कोऑपरेटिव हाउसिंग सोसाइटी में जो मेंबरशिप होती है ट्रांसमिशन, इसके बारे में अहम जानकारी पूरा ब्रीफ देंगे और सवाल जवाब भी लेंगे। मिस्टर अमर खन्ना आज हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर है, एक्सपर्ट है, तमाम विषय के जानकार हैं, सीनियर एडवोकेट सॉलिसिटर मिस्टर अमर खन्ना जी, आपका स्वागत है।
नमस्ते। नमस्ते।
जो कीनोट स्पीकर हैं अमर खन्ना जी, वो एक्सपर्ट है तमाम विषय के, तो मैं आगे बढ़ते हुए उनको मंच हवाले करूं, उनका स्वागत है। मिस्टर अमर खन्ना एडवोकेट सॉलिसिटर महासेवा से जुड़े हुए हैं।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आज का टॉपिक जो है वो बेसिकली ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ मेंबरशिप इन अ कोऑपरेटिव हाउसिंग सोसाइटी। सो इसलिए पहले तो ये समझना होगा हमें कि भाई ट्रांसमिशन क्या होता है। बेसिकली जब एक मेंबर की डेथ हो जाती है तो सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि उसकी जो मेंबरशिप है वो मेंबरशिप किसको ट्रांसफर होनी चाहिए। the law relating to this transfer of membership from the original member to the incoming member is what is basically called as transmission of shares. Now, first of all, we need to understand the basic difference between a transfer of shares and a transmission of shares. A transfer of shares takes place when there is an intentional transfer of title of shares by a member in favor of any other third party, any other third party. So this is on the basis of a contract. On the other hand, transmission takes place by operation of law. There is no contract between the transferor and the transferee. It takes place according to the will of the deceased member or in accordance with the personal law of succession by which the concerned member was governed at the time of his death. Basically, transfer can be by way of a sale or through a gift deed by a transferor, whereas transmission takes place after the death of the member, and it involves the passing of a right and obligation over the property to the heirs only consequent upon the death of the member. So during the lifetime of the member, it does not take place, whereas transfer takes place during the lifetime and it takes place to another living person. So it is inter vivos, means between two living persons. In the case of a transfer, you are required to execute a transfer deed. It may be a sale deed or an agreement for sale or a gift deed or any other form it may be. And such a the deed of transfer is required to be registered. You are required to pay the proper stamp duty. Moreover, the transferee is required to pay a transfer premium up to a maximum of rupees 25,000 to the society. However, in the case of transmission of shares, no such documentation is required and no stamp duty is payable, as well as no transfer premium is payable. Now, what is the provision for transmission of shares under the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act? Section 154B13 of the Act states as under, on the death of a member of a society, the society shall transfer his share, right, title and interest in the property of the deceased member in the society to a person or persons on the basis of testamentary documents or succession certificate or legal heirship certificate or a document of family arrangement executed by the persons who are entitled to inherit the property of the deceased member or to a person duly nominated in accordance with the rules. Provided that society shall admit a nominee as a provisional member after the death of a member till legal heir or heirs or a person who is entitled to the flat and shares in accordance with succession law or under will or testamentary document are admitted as members in place of such deceased member. Provided further that if no person has been nominated, society shall admit such person as a provisional member as may appear to the committee to be the heir or legal representative of the deceased member in the manner as may be prescribed. Now, an analysis of this above section shows that upon the death of the deceased member, the society is required to transfer the membership of the deceased member either one, in accordance with the laws of succession applicable to the deceased at the time of his death, or number two, to the heirs and legal representatives as per the family arrangement, or number three, to a person duly nominated in accordance with the rules, or to such person who would appear to the committee to be the heir or legal representative of the deceased member. Now, what do you mean by the, like I said, in accordance with the laws of succession as applicable to the member? The laws of succession implies two things. Basically, testamentary succession and intestate succession. Succession is testamentary if the deceased has executed a will. A will is a legal declaration of the intention of the testator with regard to his properties to be carried into effect after his death. Sometimes a will is accompanied by a codicil. A codicil is nothing but a document explaining, altering, adding or deleting to whatever was already there in the will. If the will is executed by a Hindu, which includes a Buddhist, Jain, Sikh, or a Parsi within the jurisdiction of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras High Court, and if it relates to a immovable property like a flat in our case, it is required to be probated. Now, intestate succession. Succession of the person dying without leaving a valid and enforceable will is called intestate succession. Principles of distribution of assets in this regard are based on personal law applicable to the deceased at the time of his death. This means that if the deceased at the time of his death was a Hindu, then the provisions of Hindu Succession Act and some provisions of Indian Succession Act 1925 will be applicable. If he was a Muslim, then the provisions of Sharia law would be applicable. If he was a Christian or a Jew at the time of his death, then sections 31 to 49 of the Indian Succession Act will be applicable. If he was a Parsi, then the provisions of sections 50 to 56 of the Indian Succession Act would be applicable. Now, family, the second mode, what I said was, there can be a family arrangement amongst the members, amongst the heads of the deceased member. Now, this family arrangement can be either by way of a release deed or a relinquishment deed or a family settlement agreement. What is a release deed or a relinquishment deed? One heir releasing his or her share in favor of the other heirs. So what can happen is all the heirs and legal representatives of the deceased member, they can come together and execute a release deed in favor of one or two members, and that one or two members will then acquire the membership rights, the ownership rights in respect of those shares and the corresponding flat or the premises. Such an agreement is required to be duly registered before the concerned sub-registrar of assurances. Let me tell you, the stamp duty on a deed of release is only 500 rupees and the registration charge is 1000 rupees when it comes from a common ancestor. There is a special provision in the Cooperative Societies Act. Similar provisions are there in the Companies Act and the other acts also. A member can nominate a person or persons to whom his share and interest in the cooperative society will be transferred by the society in the event of the member's death. The purpose of nomination is to declare the person who will deal with the society after the death of the member and to give the society a legally valid discharge. So, does the nominee become an owner of the property? No, the nominee holds the flat as a trustee for all the legal heirs of the deceased till such time as the legal heirs are determined by applicable succession laws. Bylaw number 31 provides that a member may by a writing in the prescribed form nominate a person to whom the whole or part of his shares and or interest in the capital or property of the society shall be transferred in the event of his death. No fee shall be charged for recording the first nomination. However, if he revokes or revises his nomination, for every such revocation or such revision, the fees will be the fees that will be charged will be rupees 100. Now, what should the society do upon receiving such an application? As per bylaw number 32, on receipt of nomination form or a letter for revocation or revision of the earlier nomination, the same shall be placed before the meeting of the committee held next after the receipt of the nomination form or the letter of revocation of the earlier nomination by the secretary of the society for recording the same in the minutes of the committee. Every nomination or revocation thereof shall be entered in the register of nominations by the secretary of the society within 7 days of the meeting of the committee in which it is recorded. As per bylaw number 33, the nominee shall submit the application for membership within a period of 6 months from the date of death of the member. If there are more nominees than one, on the death of the member, such nominees shall make a joint application to the society and indicate the name of the nominee who shall be enrolled as a member. The other nominees shall be enrolled as joint or associate members unless the nominees indicate otherwise. The nominees are also required to file an indemnity bond in the prescribed form indemnifying the society against any claims made to the shares and interest of the deceased member in the capital or property of the society by any of them. If the application is found by the managing committee to be complete in all respects, the managing committee shall pass necessary resolutions for admitting the nominee as a provisional member of the society. In this regard, in the case of Indrani Vahi versus Registrar of Cooperative Societies reported in 2016 6 SCC 440, it has been observed by the Honorable Supreme Court that the cooperative society has no option whatsoever except to transfer the membership in the name of the nominee in consonance with section 79 and 80 of the 1983 Act, read with rules 127 and 128 of the 1987 rule. Let me tell you, these were related to West Bengal. So the section over here may differ, but the provisions are the same. That would have no relevance to the issue of title between the inheritors or successors of the property of the deceased. The difference between a nomination and a will. Is nomination a will? No. Nomination is a process by which a member nominates a person to whom his shares and interests will be transferred by the society in the event of his death until the nominee is legally bound to transfer or distribute it to the legal heirs of the deceased. So a nominee is just a trustee of all the heirs. He does not get any ownership rights in the concerned property. A will, on the other hand, is basically a written declaration made by an individual about the distribution of his or her assets, wealth, and property to the beneficiaries or legal heirs as per his or her legal wishes. So the beneficiary gets ownership rights in the property in the case of a will. The legal heir of the deceased, as opposed to a nominee, is the individual who has the right and entitlement to succeed to the wealth and property of the deceased individual under the signed legal will, else personal law, succession law applicable. The legal heir will be mentioned clearly in the will by the person deceased. The legal heir can be one person or multiple persons as well. If there is no will or stated legal heir, the property will be distributed as per the law of succession applicable to him at the time of his death. In the case of Gopal Vishnu Ghatnekar versus Madhukar Vishnu Ghatnekar, reported in 1982 Maharashtra Law Journal 65, it has been observed by the Honorable Bombay High Court that the purpose of nomination is to make certain the person with whom the society has to deal, and not to create an interest in the nominee to the exclusion of those who in law will be entitled to the estate of the deceased. It has been further observed that the persons entitled to the estate of the deceased do not lose their right to the same. Recently, in the case of Shakti Yestini versus Jayanand Jayant Salgaonkar, reported in 2017, one Bombay Cases Reporter 319, it has been observed by the Honorable Bombay High Court that the issue has been settled to the effect that nomination does not override law in relation to testamentary or intestate succession, and provisions regarding nominations are made with a view to ensure that the estate or rights of the deceased shall be protected till the legal representatives of the deceased take appropriate steps. Accordingly, a note has been added in the new model bylaws which clarifies that a person acquiring membership by nomination shall hold the flat in trust till the legal heirs are brought on record, and shall not have the right of ownership, and shall not create third-party interest or alienation in any way whatsoever. Rights and duties of a nominee. The shares of the member are simply transferred to the nominee, which transfer will effectually discharge the society against any other persons making a demand. But such a transfer of shares cannot and does not result in vesting the flat in such nominees. Upon the death of the member, the nominee will be entitled to all the rights in the member's share to the exclusion of all other persons, provided the prescribed procedure of nomination. Such a nominee is merely a trustee for the estate of the deceased member and acts as a trustee till the time the estate passes by will or intestacy. The nominee shall hold the flat or unit in trust until all the heirs are brought on record. A nominee shall have a right to vote, but shall not have the rights of ownership in or upon the shares, and shall not create any third-party interest. Now coming to when there is no nomination. Where a member of the society dies without making a nomination, or no nominee comes forward for transfer, the society shall invite within 6 months from the information of his death, claims or objections to the proposed transfer of shares and the interests of the deceased member by public notice in the prescribed form exhibited on the notice board of the society, as also publish such notice in at least 2 local newspapers having wide circulation. The entire expenses of publication of the notice shall be recoverable from the value of the share and interest of the deceased member in the capital or property of the society. After taking into consideration the claims or objections received in response to the said notice, and after making such enquiries as the committee considers proper in the circumstances prevailing, the committee shall decide as to the person who, in the opinion, is the legal heir or the legal representative of the deceased member. The persons who selected shall give an indemnity bond along with the application for membership in the prescribed form, indemnifying the society against any claims made to the shares or interests of the deceased member in the capital or property of the society at any time in future by any person. If there are more claimants than one, they shall be asked to make the affidavit as to who should become the member of the society, and such person shall furnish the indemnity bond for membership. If the committee is not able to decide as to the person who is the heir or legal representative of the deceased member, or the claimants do not come to an agreement as to who should become the member of the society, the committee shall call upon them to produce succession certificate from the competent court. Further, if there is no claimant, the shares and interests of the deceased member in the capital of the society shall vest in the society. In the case of refusal of the application, like if a nominee or a member or a heir has filed an application and it is refused, the reasons of refusal shall be recorded in the minutes of the managing committee, and such refusal shall be intimated to the concerned person within a period of 15 days. In all, the applications must be disposed of within a period of 3 months of their receipt. The applicant will be deemed to be a member if there is no response within 90 days. Such applicant shall approach the deputy registrar for necessary order for deemed membership. Now, what happens if the legal heirs are not willing to take up the membership? If there is a single nominee, or if he demands payment of the value of shares and interest of the deceased member in the capital of the property, the society shall acquire the same and pay him the value thereof as provided under bylaw number 63, which deals with the payment of value of shares and the procedure to be followed for the same. If, however, there are more nominees than one, and if they demand payment of the value of the shares, all of them demand, and interest of the deceased member in the capital or property of the society shall acquire the same and pay them the value of the shares in proportion mentioned in the nomination form. If no proportion is mentioned in the nomination form, the payment shall be in equal proportion. So by this, I would end my presentation. Now I would invite questions. Sunil ji.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
सर, मेरे ख्याल से आपने सभी कवर किए हैं. आपके पास कुछ सवाल मैंने एडवांस में भेजे हैं, उनमें से जो आपको उचित लगे वो सवाल ले सकते हैं.
पहला सवाल था, प्लीज क्लैरिफाई दैट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रांसमिशन एंड ट्रांसफर ऑफ मेंबरशिप इन अ कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी. If there is a sale or gift or exchange of flat, is it transfer of membership? And when membership is awarded to legal heirs or nominees, is this transmission? Please explain the difference between the both. See, basically, as I said, a transfer takes place in accordance with the contract executed between the transferor and the transferee during the lifetime of the transferor. Whereas a transmission takes place in accordance with the laws of succession. It may be testamentary or it may be intestate, but it takes place in accordance with the laws of succession. So the main difference is that a transfer is contractual and a transmission is by operation of law. The second question is in model bylaw number 34 and 35 and the provisions of for transfer of membership of the deceased member is written down. Please clarify both the bylaws. I have covered this in my presentation. So, and there is no such question as such. If there is, what is the question I may be asked? As such, I have covered this bylaw number 34 and 35 in my provision. Next is, as seen from bylaw number 35, there is a liability of cooperative housing society to transmit the membership after 1 month of knowledge of death of the member. But usually no society themselves transmits the share for the year to years till legal heir comes forward for the same. Question is asked to aware office bearers of the society. Please give some tips to the office bearer. What are their liabilities in this regard, especially in need of fair and transparent election of CHS? See, basically, when a member dies, the whole process starts by an application by the nominee or the concerned legal heirs. So the whole process is this way. Matlab, you can't expect a committee member or the managing committee members to go and check whether a member has died or not. It is the responsibility is upon the legal head or the nominee to file an application with the society. Once the application is filed with the society, then the onus shifts upon the managing committee to take it up and within 1 month dispose of the application. If it is not disposed of, then the concerned member can, within a period of 3 months, he can file the appropriate application before the deputy registrar for deemed membership. As such, you can't put up responsibility upon the managing committee for checking as to who are the deceased members and who are the legal heirs entitled. It is always a duty cast upon the legal heirs. Sir, kindly give some tips on succession certificate, probate of will, and what is the difference between succession certificate and legal heir certificate? And which one is necessary for transmission of membership in a CHS? See, when like I said, there are two modes of succession: testamentary succession and intestate succession. When a person dies without leaving behind a will, when a person dies leaving behind a will, it is called testamentary succession. And in such a case, the will is required to be proved before the district court. In Bombay, the district court is the High Court. So the will is required to be proved before the High Court. Now, proving means what? The witnesses who have attested to the will. One of the requirements of the will is that two witnesses, there should be at least two witnesses who have witnessed the will. The two witnesses have to file affidavits before the Honorable High Court saying yes, they have seen the testator to having executed the will in their presence. So and thereafter it has to be checked whether the person executing the will was in sound mind and whether there was free consent for execution of the will. So this process is called obtaining a probate of the will. Under section 213 of the Indian Succession Act, a will cannot be relied upon unless it is probated. In Mumbai, in Calcutta, and in the Madras, the presidency towns. So probate of a will is compulsory. This relates to what is the application for probate. Now, there is another aspect called letters of administration. It sometimes happens that the will is lost, or the executor has died, or the executor is not available. All such things happen, or the original will is not traceable. In such circumstances, you have to file for letters of administration along with the copy of the will attached to the letters of administration. the basic difference between the letters of administration and probate lies in the fact that in the probate you get ownership rights, whereas in the letters of administration you are only administering the estate of the deceased. So in the probate it gets transferred to the beneficial owners, whereas in the case of letters of administration it does not get as such transferred. So when you get the letters of administration, you have to take permission of the court whenever you want to dispose of the property. Similarly, if there is no will and it relates to immovable property, then you have to apply for letters of administration of the estate of the deceased. So when there is a will, you have to, and you have the original of it, you have to apply for a probate. And when there is no will and it relates to immovable property, you have to apply for letters of administration. Now coming to the next concept of succession certificate. Succession certificate is applied when there are only movables related to movables of the deceased for which you need the administration. So there is no will. If there is a will, then of course you have to go for probate. But if there is no will and the deceased has left behind only movables, then you have to apply for succession certificate. Coming to the next concept of heirship certificate, the heirship certificate is to be applied when it relates only to government securities or LIC or a pension or something like that. So when it relates to such things, you have to apply for a heirship certificate. Let me tell you, if there is any immovable property, heirship certificate cannot be applied for in Bombay. Next question. Being some greedy for knowledge and asking with proper documentation with another legal heirs for a nominee to have perfect title, right, interest and marketable title for the unit of the deceased member, as well as dispute less transmission of membership in capital share of the society. Thanks, sir. It is one question for entire subject. See, like I said, if the nominee is a legal heir, is also a legal heir entitled to the estate of the deceased, all the legal heirs can execute a release deed or a family arrangement in favor of that nominee, and the premises can get transferred in favor of the nominee. But if he is not a legal heir, there is no other alternative but a execution of an agreement for sale and a sale deed. You will have to pay off the stamp duty and all those things. I can't help it. Any other questions, Sunilji?
Yes, sir. Some questions are in live chat in YouTube. I asking, Parul, can society transfer a flat to others if flat owner is defaulter in paying maintenance?
You have to follow the procedure under section 154B29. Unless you get an order from the registrar and thereafter also the flat gets auctioned, you can't just declare a person to be a defaulter and sell his flat. You will have to follow the entire procedure prescribed under law, file an application before deputy registrar. The deputy registrar will give an opportunity of hearing to the defaulter and the proceedings will be taken place, and thereafter once the order is passed, the flat will be auctioned.
Yes, how to nominate son for nomination and transfer the property. How to nominate son for nominate and transfer the property.
As per section 35, you have to file a nomination form with the society. There is a nomination form which you have to fill up and file it with the society. Once you file it, the managing committee of the society has to take up in the very next committee meeting. And if it is proper in order, it has to accept the nomination. That's the only procedure.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Next, YouTube पे आखिरी सवाल है. For सुनील कोरे सर का है. For case study, if husband die without making a nomination, having 2 daughters, what is the procedure?
See, the procedure is one of the daughters, if there is no dispute amongst them, can release his or her share in favor of the other daughter. That is the simplest and the best method. If at all there is a dispute between both the daughters, they will have to file for letters of administration. In the meantime, what they can do is one of the daughters can apply to the society, and the society can, after publishing it in the newspapers and inviting objections, if there are no objections, the society can provisionally make one of the daughters as a member of the society. Let me tell you, it is just a provisional membership and not a final membership. The final membership will happen only after the letters of administration.
Yes, sir. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है सर, व्हाट इफ देयर लाइव सवाल है ये यूट्यूब पे, सर व्हाट इफ देयर इज नो सेल डीड एंड नो नॉमिनेशन बट इन हेरिटेंस लिविंग इन सेम फ्लैट फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years and paying the property tax and all expenses, how to transfer the flat to inheritance?
The same way, see, basically you will have to apply to the society for transferring the membership to your name. The society will provisionally transfer after following the procedure, and what is required is from all the heirs, you have to take a release deed. If there is no release deed, you have to file for letters of administration.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Saurabh Bhattacharya ji, one hour question. How to transfer a flat if there is no nomination or will left by a deceased member?
Sir, it is the same thing. You have to apply
Okay.
to the society. The society will publish it, and after publication, it will provisionally transfer to your name. By that time, all the heirs have to enter into a release or a family arrangement. And in the meantime, if they don't agree to one member or two members, then they have to file for letters of administration, and then the court will decide.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. अमर खन्ना जी, आपने बहुत ही एक्सीलेंट तरीके से, जैसे मैसेज आ रहे हैं यूट्यूब पे, आपका अनुभव, आपका एक्सपीरियंस बोलता है और काफी अच्छा समझाया, तमाम सभी लोगों के सवाल दिए। आप भी यदि यूट्यूब पे जो देख रहे हैं या फिर वेबएक्स पे जो जुड़े हुए हैं, अमर खन्ना जी से कांटेक्ट करना चाहें तो एडवोकेट है, सॉलिसिटर है सीनियर, और महासेवा से एसोसिएटेड जुड़े हुए, मेल आईडी है, उनका नंबर है, तो आप उन पे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। अमर खन्ना जी, आपका खूब खूब धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू। और मैं तमाम हमारे सब लोगों का जो ऑडियंस देख रहे हैं, उन सभी का जो खूबसूरत मैसेज दिए हैं, एक्सीलेंट वेबिनार, एक्सीलेंट प्रेजेंटेशन अमर खन्ना जी, तो उन सभी का धन्यवाद। और आप ऐसे ही हमारे साथ बने रहिए। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।